Hello, I'm Senator Lisa Murkowski, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Veterans Spotlight, which is a partnership effort in my office and the Library of Congress's Veterans History Project. This project was created by the Library of Congress back in 2000 as a way to preserve the personal accounts of American war veterans so that future generations may hear directly from veterans and better understand what has happened on our front lines. As we all know, Alaska's relationship with our veteran community is unique. We have the highest percentage of veterans in our population in the entire United States. Our veterans have served with distinction. They have served selflessly, and every single one of them has a story to tell. Veterans Spotlight is our opportunity to listen and learn. We can learn a lot about our country, our state, and ourselves from the men and women who have fought for us and the freedoms that we hold dear. We owe it to our veterans to honor them through sharing their stories, and we owe it to our nation to use their stories as lessons of patriotism, commitment, and service. If you have a parent, a sibling, friend, or a member of your community whose service to our nation should be shared with the nation, I invite you to reach out to me at spotlight@murkowski.senate.gov.
And I had just made sergeant a couple months before, and I had realized that we're making history. I believe everybody makes history in their own small way, but sometimes it's like, you're really making a mark. You know that from this day on, things are going to change. On August 22nd of 2003, we were traveling in a convoy going south from a fertilizer plant where we were staying, and we were keeping the same convoy routes, which we couldn't really change the convoy routes because the thing is we'd have to travel off-road, and then we're traveling some unimproved roads where we could get hit. They could plant something. So we were traveling this road. We'd been doing it for a while on a guard duty, and we'd made a right turn, and we'd had a couple incidents with IEDs placed in the road before. The road had been cleared before, but I guess the people had just started doing it, and they had it buried. They had a command detonation system, I believe, and that's where two guys at this time, at this point, two guys were in like a box hole that they had dug out, and they were sitting there waiting on us, and as soon as they saw our vehicle, they'd blown it. They'd let two Humvees pass in front because they're smaller vehicles, and they knew that they would get a bigger hit on a bigger vehicle. So they blew it right underneath our fuel tank. I remember that there were sparks, and it was just like complete chaos. Just everything was just turned over and just going every which way. Well, next thing I knew, I was out. I'm totally out. So I wake up to my buddy, Mike Hayes. And Mike Hayes is at the time a specialist. I'm a sergeant. Real good soldier. Just got promoted, in fact. And he was giving me mouth to mouth. Well, from what I remember, when Mike was giving me mouth to mouth, I woke up. And, I don't know what it was. Maybe I thought I had a date or something, I don't know. But he was giving me mouth to mouth, and I woke up, and I remember saying to him, "What are you trying to do, make out with me?" And he goes, "Sergeant Hall, you're alive." Everybody's Sergeant Hall's alive because I was out. I was technically dead. And then I remember kind of little black humor saying, "Yeah, I'm alive. What do you think? I'm going to die that easy?" And when I said that, I mean, I remember kind of chuckling at the time. It hurt to do anything, but I was still kind of chuckling, because I knew it just kind of give me a little life, a little laughter. And when initially I woke up and said, I'm alive here, and everybody, Sergeant Hall's alive, I could hear it like the telephone game along all the vehicles in the convoy, because everybody's out of the vehicle, everybody's pulling security, and everybody's waiting for the next thing to happen. They held my hand, and I remember them holding my hand and just breathe, Sergeant Hall, just keep on breathing, And pretty eerie moment, but I had my left lung punctured, and then my aorta was severed, and I couldn't see. And the only way I knew I was breathing is I could hear myself, and it was hard to breathe, really hard. So what I took, and I did, was I would just breathe as hard as I could, and I'd be like, hey, and I knew that, I knew I was having some problems with breathing, so I would do that. So I'd have to do that real hard to hear myself breathing, to know I'm still breathing. And I was just pushing it out as hard as I could until I heard the dust stop, the blades from the Black Hawk come. Then when I heard the blades from the Black Hawk come, I was out. Just remember going out. And after that, next thing I knew that I woke up and what I believe, once again, I can't see. Can't tell you for sure. Can't really, haven't talked to anybody that I know could confirm this, but I remember waking up in what I thought was a body bag. I freaked out, kind of just started moving all around because I just kind of like waking out of a sudden sleep, where you're just, maybe a nightmare or something. And then I remember hearing a zipper, the distinct sound of a zipper. Once again, all my heights are sensitive. Well, my hearing is really sensitive, because all the rest of my senses are kind of not doing so hot. And I could hear that, and then the guy hooked up some life support equipment to me. Went from Baghdad ER to launch stool, and launch stool I was still in a coma. I believe it was launch stool that I woke up out of my coma. I woke up, once again I freaked out. I was on, I don't know if they were still running me on pain meds or not, or whatever, but no idea what they were doing to me. I ripped out all my IVs and everything else that was on my life support equipment and everything, and I tried leaving. Well, I tried escaping. I thought I was captured. I thought I was done for. I thought they got me. So they put me in a medicated coma, and I believe I was in a medicated coma for a month, and then they flew me over to Walter Reed, and I got almost all my surgeries and everything done at Walter Reed. Well, I am missing my left leg below the knee. I had to have that amputated. I have my L1, 2, 3, and 4 are fused. I had a compression fracture from the explosion. I have skin grafts on my hands, and this is where my hands have got burnt. You can see exactly where the sleeves were. Wasn't exactly sure that our uniforms were that fire resistant. I guess it saved some skin, so I'm proud of that. A little bit of skin graft on my face. I had my face totally reconstructed. In fact, just 3 days ago, I just had a lip surgery to reduce some of the muscle atrophy that was involved with the explosion with my mouth and some of the scar tissue. And so it's almost 10 years worth of surgeries. And I've had I have a humerus fracture back here, so I have that. And then I have my aorta was repaired. I had my face totally reconstructed, 10 teeth missing. I've had my teeth reconstructed. Dental implants. They work pretty good. And I have a traumatic brain injury, of course, from the incident. I have PTSD. Just had pretty much so injuries from head to toe. And I was very fortunate that, I had dedicated military personnel and dedicated civilians and such, working hard to try to give us good care, I was really proud that our people, that my last unit I was in, my people saved my life. I was hit in Iraq in 2003, and my own people saved my life. Not really sure who else it would have been, but but they saved me, and it was some of my troops that I trained, and I was really proud of that. And some of the people who trained me saved my life too. So I was just really blessed to have gone through with just such great people when we went to war. I felt totally. I felt really very good about everybody I went with. They're all very competent, very on top of their game. I think they all brought their A game. They knew it, and we had probably as smooth as you could have as far as many events we had. And when I came back to Alaska, I remember being told a little bit that there might be some people at the airport who know you're coming in. Well, it was pretty cool. It was very cool because there were all sorts of people there, from all walks of life, almost all these people I didn't know. And I just started walking on my prosthetic, and I'm walking down, and really honestly, I'm feeling so tired, and I just started walking, so I feel like a baby deer. I'm just like kind of stumbling around. I feel like I'm kind of stumbling around. I'm doing okay, but I got to see Lisa there. We had like kind of an interview on KTUU, and to fast forward, during that interview, I had told her that, the news station had asked, is there anything that I would like further from, what has basically come out of this incident? And, I just looked at Lisa and I said, I would like to receive my Purple Heart from the Commander-in-Chief. I said at the time, I think my boss or something. And I thought it was pretty funny because they'd worked, I had realized that at the time Ted Stevens, Lisa Murkowski, and Don Young had all gotten together and worked as, the Alaska delegation to help me get my Purple Heart from the president. And he had came to Walter Reed, and he'd given some other people their Purple Hearts, and then given me mine. And I was really happy about that because, you know, I kind of knew this was kind of my moment to go ahead and pull out that card, you know, and I felt really special that that happened, you know, and I was really blessed, you know. I thought that was pretty neat, and I think that, you know, I really got a kick out of him and his wife, you know. I really got a kick out of everybody, and I got to meet a lot of interesting people over there. It's not natural what you go through when you go through a war. You know, you train and you work hard, and it's not natural to go in to another environment where you're expected to take somebody else's life. So I think that to come back and to have that support and to have that you're not alone sort of thing, and you know, not just a pat on the back sort of you're alone, but your actual friends and family, and create that support group, you know.